Howdy folks, and I hope you're all smiling on the inside wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for another preview video. And it's not a 1/6 scale figure today, we've got something a little bit different. So Jazzinc dioramas. Unless you have been living under a rock for the past few years, you probably can't have failed to have heard of Jazzinc. Based out of the Netherlands, it's a small family company that's grown, and they have started out specializing in 6 scale dioramas and 6 scale vehicles, with things like the Batwing and multiple iterations of the Batmobile and stuff like that. They're now venturing out into 1/6 scale figures. We've got a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman on the way, which Mr. Go Figure is all in for. We're also getting a Danny DeVito Penguin from them, a 1966 Catwoman as well. So they really are starting to branch out. And what they have recently announced is this. It is the 1/12 scale Batwing. Now, collectors or purveyors of Jazzinc will know that they have released this in 1/6 scale, and I've got to say, it was absolutely huge. And because of the handmade elements within these pieces, they do edge towards a very high-end market here. So they are you've got to have deep pockets if you're wanting to pick up a Jazzinc piece. But they are the craftsmanship is there in these amazing pieces. I once contemplated picking up the 1/6 scale Batwing, but as you can imagine, it is absolutely huge. You need very deep pockets to afford it, and you need an aircraft hangar to display it in. So I don't own any Jazzinc pieces as of yet, although I am all in with the 1/6 scale figures. But what they have announced is a 12th scale Batwing. And this has really piqued my interest. Obviously lower price bracket and a lot more display friendly as well. But we'll take a look at it in more detail and have a close-up look at what Jazzinc are giving us here. But before we dive in, actually worth mentioning at this point, this is actually a Kickstarter project from Jazzinc. And Joost over there who heads up Jazzinc, I think this is their first time they've ventured into a sort of crowd-funded type piece. I believe, I need to double check here, that it's launching, on Tuesday the 25th of September, and I am assuming that if they get enough pre-orders on this one, it'll go into a full first run of production. But let's have a look at what they're giving us. So the first shot, now obviously this is the one I use for the thumbnail, and I've got to say straight away, it is looking very, very impressive from what I would expect from Jazzinc in terms of detail. Now, I am not sure of the materials that have been used here. I've got limited information on this particular project, so a lot of it is going to be flying by the seat of my pants, unfortunately. The scale, the proportions, straight away, they look phenomenal there. The use of colour, the weathering on the wings there. You've got the full canopy going on, the Gatling guns on the side, and the weather light's catching this on that tail fin there. We're getting that hint of bronze that you got in the original Batwing as well, which is really nice to see. You've got the scissors up front here. There's obviously a light up feature going on. We've got 2 lights on the tips of the wings here, what looks like some lights on the sides next to the Gatling gun, and I believe the cockpit is illuminated as well, but we'll get a close-up look at that. Measurements, let's talk measurements. Now, I couldn't get any sort of concrete measurements on this thing, so what I've done is I've taken the 1/6 scale Batwing measurements and simply halved them. So don't take this as gospel, as these being the final measurements on this thing. But by my calculations, and I'm going to need to take a look at this, the 1/6 scale piece was 929.64 millimeters, and that's from stem to stern here, not across the wings. So if we use that logic, the 12 scale version will be 464.82 millimeters, which is a total of 18 inches, which, I mean, we're talking about this big, which is a lot more display friendly in my opinion, and probably, as I say, a lot more wallet friendly as well. But let's have a closer look at it. Let's see what they're showing us here. Okay, next shot, we've got a sort of over the top look at the cockpit itself, and our first look at these light up features in here. And I must say, we've got reds and blues and whites in there. Considering the size of this thing, it looks like they've gone all in with the light up features, which is great to see. Once again, we can see that Gatling gun with the weathering on the left-hand side there. We've seen the vents on the sides. The paint applications look phenomenal, I've got to say. I am assuming this is a prototype that we're looking at here. But yeah, once again, the weathering on those wings, the detailing, the panel sections look screen accurate to me. It's a bit of a sort of a calling card for Jazzinc, is their stickler for screen accuracy. So yeah, that cockpit's looking very nice. Worth mentioning as well at this point, it's coming in 4 different formats, this figure, and we'll cover those a little bit later on, but one of those does include a 12 scale Batman to sit in the cockpit, and we'll also talk about that dynamic display base as well. Getting a close-up of the cockpit here, and I've got to say, for 1/12 scale, this is looking absolutely superb as far as I can tell. From even the Batman figure itself, the 1/12 scale Batman figure looks superb. That outfit, that cowl looks great, but it's really the Batwing we're here to look at, and the level of detailing that cockpit. I'm not sure whether this cockpit's removable, what that material will be. I'm going to have to assume it's going to be a clear plastic, and will be removable. Obviously, you've got to take the figure out, put it back in again, and so on. But the detailing around the back here with the computer and the onboard flight system, and that section that flips out in front of his face there, all looks to have been captured really well. You've got weathering on there, there's silver dry brushing on the edges there to give it that slightly worn and used look, and all this wiring and cabling on the sort of console section at the front of the Batwing looks screen accurate and very, very well painted as well. And you've also got these sort of orange tipped smart bombs going on here on either side of the cockpit as well, and we've got some silver weathering on those vents as well. A completely over the top shot of the cockpit. There's a lot of glare going on there, so you can't see that much detail, not much more than we saw in the previous shot. Obviously those sort of missile stroke bombs are done in that orange colour there. We can see those clearly. Once again, you can see that definition and paint application on the console area at the top of the canopy there. But yeah, all looking very, very good indeed and screen accurate. Now, this display stand, probably a good time to talk about the different variants of this piece. Now, I'm going to have to refer to my notes here because there are 4 different variants. Yeah, there's 4 sets. Set 1 apparently comprises just the Batwing, and that comes with the light-up features, the flaps that move. It comes with the optional scissors at the front there, the cable cutting scissors, the Gatling gun, and you get a power adapter as well. So I'm assuming all the light up features on here are power pack sourced rather than any of that stupid button cell battery or AA, AAA nonsense. So yeah, that's great to see. Set 2 is exactly the same as set 1, but that comes with this dynamic flight stand, which I think is looking very, very good indeed. Now, we're a bit limited in these shots of the view of this stand, but from what I can tell here, and I would suspect this bottom plate here is going to be metal. You've got the black bat symbol there, then you've got these 2 struts which look like clear acrylic, which are supporting it from underneath, and I am assuming those can be raised or lowered, so you can alter the angle of how you display this if you're wanting to sort of muck about with the angle of attack. I'm assuming that thing's going to tilt and move forward and backward, but at this angle we really do get a great view overall of the shape and the paint applications, and once again I am suitably impressed with them. So let's zip on to the next one. Now we're seeing it, probably that's the same angle as before, but we're seeing it from the rear here, and this is how that dynamic stand works. So we've got 3 sections here which are attaching to the bottom. I'm not sure whether these will go up or down. There's no real indication of that there. Maybe it's these clips that attach to the bottom of the Batwing itself. Maybe these are where the height adjustment and the movement comes from, if there is any at all. But overall, yeah, it's exceptionally imposing. And the size, as I say, is going to be super convenient for a lot of collectors. So on to the next one. A lot more light on this shot, which is giving us a lot more glare on that canopy, but we can pick out more detailing here. And the detailing in those wings, from the grills, the silver dry brushing on the edges, we've got some scratches and dinks going on. This thing isn't perfect, it's been used. Those fins look really nice on either side of the canopy, and overall, yeah, I'm getting very, very good vibes from this one. On to the next. Close up on that canopy again, pretty much similar to the last canopy shot we got, probably just ever so slightly different angle there. So really not much to see here other than those great little LEDs, and they must be quite small. But yeah, the reds, the blues and the whites in those LEDs. An almost front-on shot, and this is where we get the best look at those scissors at the nose of the Batwing. And they've been done really, really well. Paint applications on there, this silver dry brushing. We've got some what looks like a browny bronze paint application there at the joint where it meets the front of the Batwing to give it that sort of rusted look. And I just love the way the paint applications are picking out these panels here. The whole thing does look like it's been in service for quite some time, which I think is what is the effect that they're going for here. So on to the next. Once again, that angle down. Now, I'm getting the feeling here that you're static with these support poles in this in this base that they're giving us here, because we're not seeing any other angles other than this. Could be wrong. There are more details to follow, as Yoast said when they released the initial pictures of this. So I will be keeping up to date on that. And I'll keep you up to date on this one as well, because I think this is something that Mr. Go Figure might be going all in with. So on to the next one. Distance shot here. Actually, for the first time there, you can see the ribs in the rear of the Batwing itself. They're looking really nice. The light plays off this beautifully. It's looking very, very good. On to the next. And another straight-on shot. Yeah, I suspect here you're going to be stuck with one angle on this space, but that's probably the best one to go for, to be honest. I think there is a wall mounting option with this one, but don't quote me on that. We'll have to wait and see. And once again, those LEDs look nice and bright. They're the right colour, position's great, and overall just yeah, a fantastic representation of the Batwing from the '89 Batman. Another one again, tilted forward. And once I actually think that is the same shot, or very, very similar to the one we saw before, because those sort of copper effect sections at the back there look very similar. So we'll zip on to the next. Yeah, slightly different lighting here. We look like we're using a warmer white lighting here, which gives you a completely different sort of hue to that paint application. It'd be great to see if those copper tones do come out through the black. I think getting the paint here is very, very important. Worth mentioning the price point as well here. I haven't converted this into Great British pounds, so this is going to be in dollars, but set one that we talked about, which is just the basic Batwing itself, we're talking $319. For set two, which is basically this with the stand, as you see here, that's coming in $345. Set three is the same as set one, but you get the 1/12 scale sitting Batman to go in the cockpit. And then this set four, which includes everything basically, which is the Batwing, the dynamic stand, and Batman to go in the cockpit as well. And I think Mr. Go Figure, it's go big or go home, isn't it really, with this one? I think it will be set four for me. But yeah, Yoast, I know, is a stickler for getting the right paints and the right detailing here, and getting that bronze stroke copper look in certain lights, I would imagine will be a priority. But yeah, looking very good indeed. And that's the last of the shots. And I've got to say, I am very, very impressed and really pleased to see that the team over at Jazzinc have shrunk things down a little bit and made them a little bit more manageable. Because I don't know about you, but it may look like I have a huge amount of space here behind me, but I don't. I would love to have more vehicle replicas in the collection, but size dictates otherwise. So seeing this kind of thing in 1/12 scale, and especially produced by a company with such a great reputation and such a passion for what they do, is just great news to me as a collector. So there you have it, folks. That is Jazzinc's take, or 1/12 scale take, on the Batwing from the 1988 Batman. What are your thoughts on this piece? Is it something that you'll be picking up? A Jazzinc on your radar? Are you a fan? What piece are you looking forward to from their next releases? I would be fascinated to hear, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. Nothing is off menu. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, we've got a boatload more 1/6 scale figure reviews, we've got showcases, we've got figures coming in from Hot Toys, In Art, Susu Toys, Present Toys, obviously Jazzinc when they start releasing them, X06, Caustic Plastic, the list goes on. We've also got more retro reviews, more showcases, more tours, more previews. Yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon, as I mentioned at the top there, so you're not missing any of the good stuff when it comes up. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, and as always, until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.